Hello and welcome to day 1 of 21 Days of Laughter with your host, me, Andrea Crisp. This video is going to be a little bit longer than most of our daily videos because I'm just going to give a little more instruction and background today. And then we'll get into some actual laughing, but we have quite a few new people to the group. Might be a lot of people who don't really know anything about laughter yoga or using laughter as a form of therapy and having a personal daily laughter practice and deep breathing practice. So I'm just going to explain some of the background of this and introduce you to some of the chants and the childlike playfulness and other breathing exercises, things that you're going to see a lot of. Of course, there's going to be a lot of variety in the next 21 days, but there are some basics that I want to cover. So thank you for joining with me. I'm going to try and keep it around 15 minutes, but as you'll get to know me, I talk. So I'm going to try really hard to keep to laughing more and talking less in this 21 days of laughter. Laughter yoga was started in 1995 by a medical doctor named Dr. Madan Kataria in India and the help of his beautiful wife, Madhuri. So really it hasn't been around that long. But you can think of it as the union of laughter and breath. So we do laughter exercises. There's lots of childlike playfulness. And then the yoga references because we're doing deep breathing or pranayama, which is yogic breathing in between. Now, over the years, there's been a lot of other laughter exercises and breathing exercises that have been created by the different people who've been doing laughter yoga around the world. It's in more than 70 countries and just spread like wildfire. So there's thousands of clubs all over the world now. But things have kind of evolved, and the beauty of it is that there's a basic structure that I'm going to teach you some of the chants and things that happen in a laughter session, but there's a lot of creativity and a ton of childlike playfulness and within that. So it's different every time, and it's different with each different leader because everybody can bring their personality to it and their own creativity. And so that's one of the things that I absolutely love. It's this nice structure, but there's enough looseness to it that it can have so many different variations and can be totally different with different people. So the childlike playfulness is one of the really important things. When you're doing laughter in a group session, eye contact is one of the most important things because making eye contact with other people who are laughing and smiling makes it easier for you to laugh and smile yourself. And so here, since we're doing a laughing alone practice, that isn't necessarily one of the keys, but just something to keep in mind if you're coming to a laughter club or visiting a laughter club and laughing with people in person. Childlike playfulness, as I've mentioned, is a huge piece of it. And we also do clapping chants. So we're going to be clapping like toddlers. We're going to use full contact on our palms, and that's going to stimulate lots of acupressure points within our hands when we clap like this. So there's not going to be any opera clapping or golf clapping when we're in doing the laughter yoga sessions. So you're going to clap like this with big, wide open palms. We want to have a nice loud clap there, and I'm going to teach you the first of the 2 basic chants, my favorite one, which is lots of childlike playfulness. It goes like this: very good, very good, yay! Very good, yay! So there's lots of variations on that. Sometimes people will go very good, yay! You'll see people going, yay, yeah, woo! Like, there's all kinds of ways that you can kind of mix up that chant, that basic childlike playfulness chant of very good, yay. In a traditional laughter yoga session, this is used as a transition piece. So if you can imagine, this first club that happened in India was outside in the park, and there were tons of people. They had more than 50 people after just a few weeks, and then it got to 100 or more in no time after that. And so it could be hard to know what's going on, and when it's time to change exercises, it's a little bit of organized chaos. And so they came up with these different chanting exercises to use as a transition. So that's not necessarily something that we need when we're doing laughter yoga in a video like this, in a one-on-one practice, or a laughing alone practice when you're just doing it by yourself. But I love the chants because it just is another piece that adds in that playfulness and can elevate your breathing and turn it more into an exercise. And so we're still going to do some of those chants in these videos and the laughing alone, just because it's just another element of fun, and I find it really useful. And I do them when I'm doing my laughing alone practice, and I'm trying to share with you some of the things that I do. So the second one uses the sounds of laughter, and so we have a lot of laughter exercises that have been created kind of capitalizing on this various vowel sounds that come just inherently when we're laughing. And so this next one goes like this: ho, ho, 2 times in the middle, and then ha, 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 3 times off to the side. And you're going to switch sides anytime we're crossing this midline of the body. So reaching over across like this or clapping across like that. It's going to be something that's really good for our brains and our neural pathways. And so there's a lot of different exercises in laughter yoga that have us reaching across, and those can be really good for just humans in general, but especially when you're working, if you're doing any work with seniors. All right, so we're going to do this more. It looks like this: ho, ho, ha, 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 ho, ho, ha, 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 ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, 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 yay! Now I added that extra A, or yay, at the end. And so we tend to do that at the Hawthorne Laughter Club here in Portland. And I just like to point out that that's not part of the original way I was trained with Dr. Kataria. When they're doing the ho, ho, ha, ha, ha chant in a club where you have a lot of people, you might have to do that more than 4 times, but when it's just me by myself here, or when we have, 5 to 10 people in the club here locally, you don't have to extend that out to get everybody's attention, because there's less people. But you can also turn this chant into its own activity and its own laughter exercise. And so you can't totally see all of me. I'll try to back up a little bit, but you still won't be able to see everything. But you can change it up and play with it. So you can do something like ho, ho, ha, 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 and I'm clapping on my thighs, or ho, ho, ha, 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 and turn it into a dance and have people moving around. Ho, ho, ha, 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 ho, ho, ha, 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 ho, ho, ha, 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 ho, ho, ha, ha, ha. Yay! All right, so those are the 2 main chants from traditional laughter yoga session. We have developed a lot more chants that we use here in the Hawthorne Laughter Club. A lot of times we'll have people create their own little mini celebration. That's how I like to think of the Very Good Yay and a bunch of these transitional chants as a celebration. And so another one that we often do goes like this. We go, ah, yes! And you can't see it, but I'm lifting my leg up when I say yes. Ah, yes! And then once in the middle, ah, yes! I'm pretty sure I learned that one from Sebastian Gendry, who is the founder of the Laughter Consultants and leads laughter wellness trainings. But I've learned that one a long time ago, so it could be from someone else, so I could be wrong about that, but I think that one might be one I got from Sebastian years and years ago. Another part of laughter and laughter yoga is gibberish, and so there will be gibberish activities and things that I do in the next 21 days, the next videos that I offer in the 21 days of laughter. And in the beginning of my journey, it's been 10 years doing laughter now, but in the beginning I didn't quite get gibberish. For some reason it didn't really stick in my training, and when I was trying to lead it at my first laughter club, I didn't really have enough structure around it. I was just saying, hey, let's speak gibberish, and it didn't really work very well. But a lot of that was because people were picking up on me being uncomfortable with it. And so over the years, I've kind of transformed and have started to just love gibberish, and it's really useful for a lot of things. It gets used, so I have 2 different trainings in laughter coaching and using laughter within the coaching framework. And gibberish is a great pattern interrupt, because once you get going in the beginning, you might be overthinking it, but once you really get going in gibberish, it's like a form of meditation, just like laughter, because if you're doing gibberish or if you're laughing, you're not thinking about all the things you should have done differently yesterday, or the things that you're worried about, whether you're going to be able to do them correctly tomorrow, or blah, blah, blah. So it keeps you in the present moment, which is one of the reasons why I love laughter so much. So gibberish, what is it? It's just nonsense language. So if you know another language, no cheating, but it can be as simple as just saying, ha, 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 ha. So you could just make it one syllable. It could be ha, or it could be something else, blah, blah, blah. You know, you could just keep using the same syllable, and it's all about that voice inflection. But it can also be much more complicated. And so there will be times when I'm going to be doing gibberish within these videos, and it's going to be more like, Abuda of sugar lady or shoe. I put it like a sugar like a bottle of sugar daggy. You push it, red glass, shoe funny, get out of shit. I push it, but I was sugar, but I was sugar, but I can't go no one out of that. And that is gibberish. So that's another thing that gets used in laughter yoga quite a bit. And then, of course, we have laughter exercises. And the laughter exercises, there are so many things that you can make a laughter exercise about. Some of them have context to our daily lives. So it might be making up a laughter exercise about like getting ready, taking a shower, you're washing your hair, you're drying off with your towel. So many different things. But it could also be things that don't really necessarily have context. And it's just that you're adding movement to laughter and breath, and you're just making that choice, because as I said in my introductory video, this is all about making the choice to laugh because you know that it's going to make you feel better in the long run. So you don't have to show up to these daily this daily practice being in a good mood, because as you'll see over the next 21 days, I can guarantee you that I'm not going to be having a good day every day that I go to record a video. And so I'm going to try and be open about moving through my own emotions and whatever is actually present for me in the here and now when I'm recording these laughter sessions and videos that I'm sharing with you. And so in my very first training day that I met with my teacher Elaine, at the end of that session, after I had kind of learned enough to kind of get what laughter exercises were about and how things work, she asked if I had an idea for a laughter exercise. And I was like, oh, totally. Because on the way to her house, I got pulled over by a police officer. And I was totally freaking out because I was engaged and about to get married, and was already living with my now husband, Dan, and we had just merged our insurance. And I was freaking out that I was going to get a ticket, and then he was going to be really upset because his insurance was going to go up. I did not get a ticket, thankfully, but we created a laughter exercise around me getting pulled over and getting written a ticket and all this stuff. And so I'm just going to do that so you can see a sample laughter exercise. All right. So this is me driving. And then I look and, oh, I'm running late, so now I gotta go faster. Faster, faster. And then all of a sudden, and the big police officer comes over and he's writing a ticket. Ho 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 ha ha hee hee hoo hoo ho ho ha 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 ha. Hands me the ticket. And I'm like, so that was the first laughter exercise that I created in my training 10 years ago, me getting pulled over by a police officer. You can turn anything into a laughter exercise. So it could be something from your daily life that is happy and that you want to celebrate, or it could be something that's just kind of a mundane thing that we do all the time, like deleting emails. You just push that delete button. Oh, I wish I could delete them all. You can create a laughter exercise really about anything. But one of the things that I've learned to do over the years is to turn things that are not necessarily very joyful or happy in my everyday life and bring them to Laughter Club and create some movement by laughing around them. Now, obviously, if you're in the throes of grief or some really serious emotions, that's not necessarily the thing that you're going to bring forward to laugh about. But if you have something that is stressful, and it's a kind of an ongoing thing, and I mean, the more you start to do laughter, the easier it is to bring these not good things that are regular life and bring them to laughter and create an exercise around it so that you can laugh about it and get some perspective. And it doesn't cure everything. It doesn't fix the reality of what's going on, you know, out there in your life. But when we laugh about things, it leads us to having a different perspective, and it moves energy that might be stuck, and it's something that can really be helpful. And so that's something that I've learned to do over the years quite a bit. All right. The other piece that I've mentioned before are breathing exercises, because this is a form of yoga. So we're going to do some breathing exercises. Now, if you already do yoga and you know some pranayama exercises, feel free to do those. I'm going to introduce a few of them, but I don't actually have a traditional yoga background, so I tend to steer a little clear of them. Like, I don't use them as much in my laughter sessions that I'm leading as I might some other exercises. But any kind of deep breathing that you're going to do is going to be helpful. So the most simple one is to just start with your hands down by your sides, and you're going to have your feet a comfortable distance apart, about shoulder width, and you want to have your knees slightly bent. You don't want to lock up your knees, and you're just going to raise your hands over your head as you inhale. And then you're going to exhale down the sigh. Inhale again. One more time. This time we're going to hold it, and I'm going to float like these. Shaking it out a little bit. Inhale again. Hold it, and then we're gonna So because laughter is just a forced exhalation, a lot of the breathing exercises that we do in Laughter Club, you can add a laugh at the end. So you may take 3, 4, 5 deep breaths, however many you feel that you need at the time, and then in the end you can add laughter to that if you would like. You don't have to, but it's something that just blends together so perfectly because laughing is an exhalation, and the whole point of having a deep breathing exercise is to try and extend out our exhalation and make it longer than what it would typically be. All right, so that's just a little bit about breathing. The other things that I want to say are no pain, no new pain, no old pains, nothing that causes you pain. So you know your body best. Laughter yoga is typically safe for people who have been approved to exercise by their doctors. So if you just had an abdominal surgery and you have stitches, not a good idea. If you're feeling sick with a cold or flu, maybe not a good idea. Definitely not a good idea to go to Laughter Club if you're feeling sick and spread that around. But you know your body best. If you have a sore shoulder or a bad neck or something that you're struggling with, and I do a movement and you know that that's something that's not going to feel good for your body, then don't do that. Try to make this work for you because you are the person who knows your body best. And if you have any concerns about this at all, because you know that you have some medical issues, then make sure that you're speaking with your doctor and you're approved to do exercise and laughter before you start doing any laughter yoga. All right, I have no idea how long the video is because I forgot to look at what time it was when I started. So I'm just going to do a little bit of laughing before we wrap up with this very first video so you can actually really get some laughing in on this day 1 of the 21 days of laughter. So this is an exercise called Calcutta laughter because it was created in the original Calcutta Laughter Club in India, And it's one that I like to use a lot, actually, when I'm doing my laughing alone practice, and Dr. Victoria uses this one as well. It also gets called the grounding dance now sometimes, and even on laughteryoga.org in the store, they sell a grounding dance MP3 or CD or something like that. I'm old school. I've been doing it for 10 years, so when I first got it, everything was like actually on a CD and on a DVD, but I think most of the things you can get them with a download now. So, all right, this is Calcutta laughter. Ho, ho, ha, ha, 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 ho, ho, ha, ha. Ho, ho, ha, ha, 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 ho, ho. Very good, very good, yay! Very good, very good, yay! Some of the other early laughter exercises were greeting exercises. And so this next one I'm going to do is Namaste, or Indian greeting. And you're just going to laugh and do a little giggle and a bow. Ho, ho, ha, 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 yay! So this movement is actually a really good one if you sit at a desk a lot. So I'm constantly trying to improve my posture and to keep everything loosened up, because if I do too much sitting, not only do I have upper back problems because I've had whiplash several times over my lifetime, but I now have lower back problems. So I'm always trying to do some physical exercises in between all the time I spend sitting at my computer. And so this exercise actually, going like this and coming down and down, and you want to push your shoulders back and down while you're coming into that prayer position. And it's really good to exercise these muscles in between your scapula, your shoulder blades. And so that's one that I just like to do a lot. In general, even when I'm not necessarily doing my laughing practice or a laughter yoga session, because it's really good for your posture and kind of loosening up all of those muscles. Most of us are spending most of our days sitting at a desk, and so that's a good thing that you can do, is pinching those shoulder blades together and bringing them down, and that movement does that naturally. So that's something I really like. All right, another simple laughter exercise that I like to do that works really well just by myself. It's not one that I necessarily do in the laughter club. It's just playing with vowel sounds, which we do in laughter club, but it looks a little differently, and I'm sure I'll introduce vowel laughter sometime during the 21 days. But just to go a little something like this. Oh, I don't know how long this video is now, but I think it's way longer than 15 minutes. So I'm going to wrap up for this first introductory video. Thank you so much for joining me for this next 21 days of laughter. I look forward to continuing to laugh with you. If you are interested in laughing along with me in one of these videos side by side, we can do it online through Zoom. So if you have a cell phone or a webcam, anything like that, we can totally make that work. If you're here in Portland, I have a different camera that we can use to record and have a laughter session in person. So I would love to have a few of these next 21 days be me actually laughing with someone instead of just me laughing by myself. I'll take whatever I can get, but feel free to reach out in the Facebook group or on YouTube or send me an email. Contact, like you're going to contact me at Andrea Crisp, CRISP, like a crisp apple or blueberry crisp, and .com, AndreaCrisp.com. Reach out. I would love to laugh with you, and let me know how I can support you in your goal to having more laughter in your lives. Bye-bye.